Melody Weintraub, and today you're going to learn how to make your very own Sculpey pen. Today I'm going to show you how to make these really cool decorative pens using a product called Sculpey. It's a polymer based clay. It bakes in a regular oven or a toaster oven. When you buy Sculpey, or if you have any at home, you want to check and be sure that it says oven baked clay. That's very important. Oven baked clay. It bakes in a regular toaster oven. If you have a toaster oven, you need an oven thermometer because you need to bake it at 275 degrees for 15 minutes. Also, do not bake it in a microwave oven. So the materials that you will need include some ballpoint pens, and you will need some scissors, possibly an X-Acto knife if you're allowed to use one at home or in the classroom. This is a Sculpey knife, and it's just a plastic knife, but it has a very sharpened end right here, and this is what you need to play with. But you can also cut it with an old credit card. You also need some pliers. These are needle nose pliers, these are regular pliers, and you might want a piece of wax paper for the surface. Now the first thing we're going to do is take this pen apart, and I'm going to take the cap off. Now you're going to take your pliers and you're going to put your pliers on the plastic part of the tip of the pen. You hold the pen in this hand and you twist and pull it apart like this. You save this because after your pen has cooked in the oven, you're going to insert this again, and I'll show you how to do that, but you want to save this inkwell. Then you can set this aside, but this is also going to become a tool for us. Now you don't need a lot of this polymer clay. I'm going to pick 3 colors of this polymer clay. I'm going to pick pink and orange and white. I'm going to use my credit card to slice the piece off that I need. And I just need a block about this big. And I guess it's about a 1/2 inch square. And then I'm going to pick another block about a 1/2 inch square of a different color. I'm going to set these aside. With any of the leftover polymer clay that you have, you need to put it in a little Ziploc bag so it stays moist and doesn't dry out too much. So I'm setting those aside, and now I'm going to press this clay. This is almost like wedging clay, but I'm kneading this so that it gets really, really soft, and I want this to be flat. I'm going to start rolling it up from the end like a jelly roll. See that? I'm rolling it up from the end like this. but I want this to be thinner. So what I'm going to do next is make it into a snake. So now it's a long roll, and inside there is this wonderful design that we're about to see. So this is with the X-Acto knife. I'm going to cut it right in the center so that you can see the pattern that we made. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So when I slice these, I want them to be about as thick as a shirt button. Don't make them too thick. You don't want to make them real thick like that. They're going to be about the size of a shirt button, maybe a little bit thicker. And I'm going to be very careful if I'm using an X-Acto knife that I don't cut my finger while I'm doing this, but you can see the pattern there. Now, I found out the Sculpey knife slices it just as nicely as the X-Acto knife. You can see the pattern kind of emerges. And then I found out that I can cut it also. I'll use this on the big end here. I can use scissors to cut it, but it's going to change it a little bit when I use the scissors because it kind of flattens it a little, but it still makes a cool pattern. You can also cut it with a credit card, but I'm going to show you what happens. I'm going to show you now. See the pattern now, how you can see the pattern in there? If I cut it with a credit card, go straight down, it kind of blurs the pattern a little. But if that is all you have, is an old credit card to cut this with, you can still make a really nice pen. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting them on this casing of the ballpoint pen. I'm going to start right here at the base of the pen. What I don't want to do is to get the Sculpey either inside that canal right there or along the edge. I want to stay away from this edge because if I do, when it bakes, it will be permanent. And if I've got clay there on the edge and I try to put the pen back in, it won't fit. So you want to avoid this edge and inside that pen. So you want to just press it on there and kind of flatten it out. You don't want it to be too thin. And you can put them on any way you'd like. If you want to do a pattern that's very symmetrical, you can. I like to just put them on there and watch what happens. After I've pressed several on like this, I can roll it. On this pen, I made a little flower at the top. And so you can use your imagination, do whatever you want to on the very tip top of the pen, but you want to cover over that tip on the end. So I'm double checking to make sure that none of the Sculpey got on the inside and none got on the edge. And now it's ready to bake. So once the pen is cool to the touch, like this one is, it's time to put the ink back in. You can push it in like that, and then take your pliers and twist it and push it back in. And then it's ready to write.